You feed them on time. You sing to them at bedtime. You check on them twice before you sleep yourself. You are doing everything right. At least, that is what you think. But what if your baby choosing to sleep beside you or refusing to sleep without you is not just a habit? What if it is a message? A 2018 report from the Harvard Center on the Developing Child found that infants communicate their deepest emotional needs not through words, but through behavior. Sleep behavior is one of the clearest windows into a baby's nervous system. So today, we are going through 9 things your baby is silently telling you when they want to sleep beside you. And most parents interpret every single one the wrong way. Stay until number 3, because that is the one almost every parent experiences and almost no one understands. 9. They fall asleep on you, but wake the moment you put them down. You lower them into the crib as carefully as possible. Within 60 seconds, their eyes snap open. You think something is wrong with the crib. You think they are being difficult. Dr. Mary Ainsworth's attachment research found that when a baby loses the warmth and heartbeat of their caregiver, their brain does not register it as comfort. It registers it as danger. To your baby, that silent, scentless surface feels like abandonment at the neurological level. The waking is not manipulation. It is biology.
The fix is simple. Lay a worn t-shirt of yours under them so your scent stays present. And rest your hands on their chest for 30 seconds after placing them down. Give their nervous system time to accept that the safety did not leave, only the arms did. 8. They will only sleep if they can touch some part of your body. A foot pressed against your leg, a finger looped around yours. It seems sweet until it is 2 a.m. and you cannot move. Dr. Ed Tronick at Boston University found that touch is not just comfort for a baby, it is information. Through physical contact, a baby's nervous system synchronizes with yours. Heart rate stabilizes, stress hormones drop. Their body is borrowing your calm because it cannot yet generate its own. When your baby needs contact to sleep, they are telling you their self-regulation system is still developing, which is entirely normal in the first 2 years. A firm swaddle or a warm water bottle placed nearby can begin building a bridge toward independence without cutting the connection cold. 7. They wake repeatedly and only settle when your face appears. Not the pacifier, not the mobile, only you. And you are exhausted in a way that has started to feel permanent. A 2014 study from the University of Cambridge found that infants who wake seeking a specific caregiver are not demonstrating poor sleep skills. They are demonstrating successful attachment. Your baby has learned something important, that people come back, that distress signals work, and that they are not alone. Every time your face appears in the dark, you are confirming their belief that the world is safe. The goal is not to stop going. It is to go, settle, and very slowly stretch the response window, teaching them not that no one comes, but that calm comes, and the wait is survivable. 6. They refuse to sleep unless you are in the room. You try everything. You sit by the door, you do a slow retreat. The moment they sense you are truly gone, the crying starts. You wonder if you have created a dependency you cannot undo. What you have actually created is a secure base. Dr. Daniel Siegel at UCLA found that children need what he calls felt safety before their brain can downshift into sleep. For a baby under 2, that safety is not a concept. It is a person. Your presence is not a sleep crutch. It is the neurological condition their brain requires to release alertness and allow rest. The small shift is this. Before leaving the room,
Narrate your exit. I am right outside. You are safe. I will check on you. Even if they cannot understand the words yet, the calm tone of your voice activates their parasympathetic nervous system. You are teaching them that your absence has a sound, and that sound is peaceful. 5. They sleep longer and more deeply when skin to skin with you. You have noticed it. The moment they are against your chest, something visibly releases in them. Their breathing slows, their fists unclench. They sink in a way they never quite do in the crib. This is not coincidence. Research from the Infant Behavior and Development Journal found that skin-to-skin contact regulates a newborn's cortisol levels, heart rate, and even oxygen saturation. Your body is a biological sleep environment that no product on the market can fully replicate. Your heartbeat alone, steady, familiar, the same rhythm they heard for 9 months, is the single most calming sound your baby has ever known. They are not telling you they are spoiled. They are telling you their nervous system is doing exactly what evolution designed it to do. Enjoy it without guilt. And when you are ready to transition them, do it gradually. Sideline contact before full separation, so the shift is biological rather than abrupt.
4. They startle awake the moment the house goes too quiet. Counterintuitive as it sounds, some babies sleep worse in silence. You tiptoe around, you shush everyone, and somehow the stillness itself seems to wake them. A baby spent 9 months inside a body that was never quiet. The whoosh of blood, the rhythm of breathing, the low vibration of a voice, that was their entire sensory world. Silence, to a newborn's brain, is unfamiliar. Unfamiliar reads as alert. Alert is the opposite of sleep. Dr. Harvey Karp, whose research on infant soothing became widely adopted in neonatal care, found that continuous low-frequency sound, what he termed the fourth trimester environment, measurably reduces infant startle responses and extends sleep cycles. Their brain is not looking for quiet. It is looking for familiar. White noise, a fan, or soft ambient sound played consistently at sleep time gives the nervous system a
Or soft ambient sound, played consistently at sleep time, gives the nervous system a familiar backdrop to rest against. You are not masking the world. You are recreating the one they came from.
3. They sleep peacefully beside you, but wake anxious and crying when they wake up alone. This one is so common, it is almost considered normal. Your baby drifts off next to you, warm and settled. Somewhere in the night, you move them, or they stir and find themselves alone, and the reaction is immediate. Not just crying, but a particular kind of panicked crying that takes longer than usual to settle. Most parents assume the baby simply does not like being alone. What is actually happening is more specific than that. Dr. Ed Tronick's still face research at Boston University demonstrated that when an infant experiences a sudden, unexpected withdrawal of connection, even briefly, their stress response activates rapidly and takes measurably longer to return to baseline than stress caused by other triggers. The brain does not just register the aloneness, it registers the mismatch. They fell asleep in one reality and woke in a completely different one. They fell asleep in one reality and woke in a completely different one. To your baby, that gap between falling asleep connected and waking disconnected is not just uncomfortable. Their nervous system reads it as a rupture, something that was there and then was not, without explanation. The fix is not to stay all night. It is to create consistency at the transition point. If they fall asleep beside you, let them wake beside you at least some of the time, so the experience becomes predictable. Predictability is what the infant brain is always reaching for. Once they can anticipate what waking looks like, the anxiety around it begins to dissolve.
too. They only settle at bedtime after prolonged physical closeness with you specifically. Not a babysitter, not a partner in some cases. You. And the bedtime process without you present can feel almost impossible, which is flattering for about 2 weeks, and then quietly exhausting. What your baby is doing has a name. Dr. Mary Ainsworth called it attachment hierarchy, the ranked order of caregivers a child reaches for under stress. Bedtime, for an infant, is a stress event. Darkness, stillness, and separation from the waking world all activate mild threat responses in the developing brain. The child reaches for whoever sits at the top of their attachment hierarchy to help them navigate that transition. A 2016 study published in the Child Development Journal found that children with a clearly established primary attachment figure showed faster cortisol recovery at bedtime than children whose caregiving was less consistent, even when the total amount of care received was similar. It is not the quantity of your presence your baby is responding to. It is the reliability of it. This is your baby telling you something that should feel like a compliment, even when it does not feel like one at 8 p.m. on a Tuesday night. You are their person. You are the nervous system they trust most to walk them to the edge of sleep. The actionable step is to build a handoff ritual, a consistent, short sequence that begins with you and ends with another trusted caregiver. Same order every night, same words, same physical cues. Over time, the ritual itself becomes the regulating object, and your baby begins to transfer some of that felt safety onto the sequence rather than exclusively onto you.
1. They simply will not sleep without you and seem to need that closeness more than other babies their age. This is the one that brings the most guilt, the most unsolicited advice, and the most 3 a.m. Google searches. Everyone has an opinion. You have been told you are creating bad habits. You have been told they will never learn to self-settle. You have been told that what your baby needs and what your baby wants are two different things, and that giving in to one is failing the other. Here is what the science actually says. A landmark study from Notre Dame's Mother-Baby Behavioral Sleep Laboratory, led by Dr. James McKenna, found that babies who sleep in close proximity to a caregiver show more stable physiological patterns, more regulated breathing, more consistent sleep cycling, and lower overnight cortisol levels than babies who sleep in full isolation. Your baby is not failing to learn independence. Their biology is succeeding at exactly what it was designed to do. To your baby, needing you at sleep time is not a flaw in their development. It is the most honest signal their nervous system can send. It means their attachment system is functioning. It means they have identified you as safe. It means everything you have done in their waking hours has worked. And at the end of the day, their brain wants to return to the source of that safety
Before it goes offline for the night. The world will spend a remarkable amount of energy trying to convince you that a baby who needs their parent is a problem to be solved. What Dr. McKenna's decades of research suggest is something quieter and more radical, that responding to that need, in whatever form works safely for your family, is not indulgence. It is attunement. And attunement is the single most powerful thing you can offer a developing brain. The one thing you can do is stop measuring your baby against a sleep standard that was not built around infant biology. Find what works safely for your family. Trust what you observe in your own child, and let their nervous system lead. Closing. None of this makes you a bad parent. Every single one of these things is fixable the moment you become aware of it. Babies do not need perfect parents. Research consistently shows they need good enough parents. Parents who miss the mark sometimes, but repair it. That repair is where the real bonding happens. The rupture and the return, done with warmth, is what teaches a baby that relationships are safe, even when they are imperfect.
If this video made you think about even one thing differently, share it with another parent who needs to hear it. The parents who are up at 2 a.m. wondering if they are doing it wrong are exactly the ones who deserve to understand what their baby is actually saying. If you want to understand more about what is happening inside your baby's mind, subscribe, because we go deep on baby psychology every single week. See you in the next one.